Okay, so today at the coffee club we have a gentleman named Alex coming from Germany, and he is Holland. Okay, I need to do some more research. Anyway, here's Alex. He knows what he's talking about and how to sell products. So, welcome, Alex.
That went quicker than I thought. Hey, thanks, guys. Actually, thanks for the invitation, Shane. And you just mentioned that the Nomad Coffee Club, Friday Coffee Club, is running for 10 years. And actually, I've been a speaker before. This must have been like 6-7 years ago. And we were at a different location. And this was one of the prime events in Chiang Mai happening always. So it's really cool that you continue it. And yeah, it's kind of a legacy event in Chiang Mai, I would say. So let's get it going. We're going to talk about sales. Why would we talk about it? I know that in Chiang Mai there are always a lot of entrepreneurs, solopreneurs often, freelancers. And one thing you need to realize is that no sales means no revenue. And no revenue often means stress, randomness, dependency. Well, and here we are in 2026, and a lot of people, well, especially in our world, of course, we run businesses online. But the reality is that even we have always been excited that all these online opportunities came along, that nowadays there is more competition than ever. There's more noise and there's less attention. And last couple of years, AI came up, right? And from all the good things that you can take out of it, it also means that it's contributing to more noise and less attention and more difficulty to sell. And even if you're an expert in your field, with ChatGPT and all those other tools, anyone can be an expert in your field because ChatGPT is an expert in your field. So yeah, how to overcome all that noise and how to sell more. I hope I can give you a few insights today. So hence this presentation. And one thing to think about, and what my aim is for today is to give you some, I hope to give you some eye-openers, some aha moments, because that is as much as I can do. What I'm presenting today is originally a 2-hour workshop, but I tried to make that into a 40-minute presentation. And I hope, and that's the most I can do today, that you have some eye-opening insights and that you can start from there and use that to your advantage. So let's first talk about who I am and why you should listen to me. There we go. That should be there. So, I'm a business coach, and that started because I've been running a successful online sales training company in which I was helping small entrepreneurs, mostly small. But that's the distinction with most of the sales training companies that were there around 2016, I'm talking about 10 years ago. They were usually teaching sales to people that are working for corporates and that have a sales job. But entrepreneurs and freelancers, they need to do sales as well, and you're responsible yourself for it. So that is what I started doing 10 years ago, and from that I became a business coach because we were able to help a lot of people to become better at selling and to get more sales. But there is much more in becoming a successful entrepreneur. You need strategy, you need the right mindset, you need marketing, So all those things I started to cover as well, and we will touch upon that as well today. So what else? I'm kind of a serial entrepreneur, and like a lot of entrepreneurs, I like a lot of things. So a couple of years ago, I was nomading, and I came to Antalya. I'm wearing a t-shirt from co-working Antalya, and that is the co-working space I set up there. So it's in the south coast of Turkey, the Turkish Riviera, and it's an amazing place, and I thought it would be a very touristy place, and maybe I wouldn't like it so much for that reason, but it happened to be amazing. And 2 months later, I was 2 months in, I was planning to stay there for 3 months. I found an amazing location right in the old town, overlooking the sea, view of the mountains, view of the harbor, and it was amazing. I thought, okay, I need to do something here. And I started a co-working space. And that is running now for almost 4 years. And I think the only reason I pulled it off, because I know a thing or two about sales, and that has helped me. And same thing, last year I started to work together with Camille, who was sitting there in the back, on a project called Nomads and Wonderlands. And we started to do workations, 1 month workations all around the world. And we did our first workation in Turkey, in Antalya, around my co-working. And we had 39 people there in the first time that we did it. And people from within the industry, I remember Gonzalo Hall, the guy who made Madeira big, he came to me and said, yeah, that's amazing, you do this for the first time, nobody knows what you're doing, you have 39 people. I've been talking about this with Camille, and I think it helps that both of us know a thing or two about marketing and sales. We are not afraid to make our offer. So this is where it all comes together, and I want to show you that once you have that skill, you can use it for any company that you may want to start in the future. So yeah, now let's get it on. If you think about selling, right? Yeah, if we think about selling, I think, and that is why I'm passionate about it to teach people, that the ability to sell is the #1 skill in your business. And we will talk later about why it's a skill and not a talent. That's what a lot of people think. Because I think if you cannot sell, don't bother about becoming an entrepreneur, a business owner, a solopreneur. Even as a freelancer, it will be difficult. But you can acquire this skill, of course, and that is why we're here today. So, the question that I have for you, and I would want to ask you to close your eyes for a moment and to go deep inside and think about how do you really feel about selling, about sales? What are the feelings that come up when you think about sales and you doing sales and you having to sell? Take a moment to reflect on that. Okay, if you're done, you can open your eyes, and maybe there's somebody who wants to share what came up. What is your feeling about sales? How do you feel about it?
Both excitement and fear.
Both excitement and fear. Thank you.
Cringe.
Cringe, very cringe.
Exciting, but feel like accomplishing something.
Sorry?
Exciting, but also at the same time feel like you're accomplishing something.
You're accomplishing something, but also exciting. Stressful, yeah, you can recognize that. Somebody else?
Exciting, but also fear of rejection.
Fear of rejection, yeah. Somebody? Okay. I think that our relationship with selling is often emotional and not so much logical. And of course, there's a reason for that, and we will get into those reasons as well today. So let's first touch upon marketing versus sales. What is the difference? Because that is sometimes hard to distinguish for people. I think when you do marketing, that's all about getting attention. It is about raising awareness and interest in what you have to sell, or what you have to offer, what you're doing, what your business is. And that is the point where marketing is. And a lot of people, they kind of like to do marketing because you can show something of yourself, you can help people in a way. But then it comes sales, and sales is all about making decisions, about commitment, and about choice. So we could say marketing attracts people and sales helps people decide. And now you have to think, and I think this is already an improvement that a lot of people can make in their business, or a lot of freelancers even can make, is how often are you really helping people to decide? Do you keep doing marketing basically? Are you raising awareness? Are you attracting people? Or is there a moment when you dare to ask for the sale, when you make that offer? And that is the thing that a lot of entrepreneurs, especially the small ones, if you're working on your own, are missing. And where does that come from? Of course, because for a lot of people it feels cringe, you feel the fear of rejection, you might feel anxious. You said, what was it that you said?
Both excitement and fear.
Excitement and fear, you might even fear doing sales. Excitement, that sounds kind of positive, so that is already an emotion where you can start from. But yeah, if you don't watch out, excitement can go the other way as well, and then it becomes anxiety. And I see that with a lot of people that we've helped. If now we only talk for like 30 seconds, but deep inside there are a lot more negative emotions hidden. And of course they come from somewhere. I mean, it is not that you have those emotions out of nothing. So the question is, why does selling feel wrong for so many people? I think that selling is helping, but most people don't think like that. So why does it feel wrong? Well, because we all have the stories, and we are told the stories. Who doesn't have a story from being sold to, or being pushed upon, or even from your parents that have been telling you this? Who doesn't? Anyone? We all have negative experiences. But it doesn't mean that you have to do it this way. And the negative stories that we know about salesmen, salespeople, that is not the reality about sales that you have to live in your business. So you can change that. I have stories as well. When I was nomading in Morocco a couple of years ago, I was there actually last year as well, but the first time I came there, I remember very well that I was walking on the street and looking at some gemstones, and as soon as the seller saw that we were interested, he kept pushing, and he didn't stop. We recognize that there are some countries where they're really doing that a lot, right? And then we walked away. What happened? He kept chasing us, and it was crazy. But he was walking with us more than 500 meters or more on the boulevard, and he kept walking us. And we all know these examples. Maybe not on the boulevard in Morocco, but we know it online as well. People keep chasing you. They keep sending you messages. They keep pushing you. And the more they push, the more you walk away, right? And you get this negative sentiment. And this negative sentiment is what you take away to your business when it's your turn to sell. So that's what we want to avoid. And I've also had negative experiences online with people, I would say, that do the same line of work like you and me, that are solopreneurs, that are coaches. Somebody that wanted to sell me, and he was pushing so much, and using manipulative tactics. But it was really hard for me to say no. And I'm not somebody who has difficulty with saying no, so that doesn't feel good. But almost, he got me there. And these are negative experiences, and it is key to lose those experiences, because that doesn't need to be how selling is. Because I just revealed, I think selling is helping. And if there's one thing that I would want you to make a note of, is it from this slide. Because it's only 2 words. And those 2 words can change your life, because they changed my life. Because before I had this sales training company, I had quite some negative emotions around selling as well. Until my partner in that company discussed with me how she saw sales. And she has been working in sales all her life, And she told me about this selling is helping. And I wanted to believe it, but I didn't really feel it. I said, yeah, that's nice, but you're helping yourself, right? I mean, you try to sell to somebody, you want to fill your pockets. Who feels that as well? Yeah. That is how you're helping. But so it's not really true what I say here, right? You agree? Yeah. I think that a lot of you think that. You are not very outspoken now. So how is it helping them? More than just helping yourself? Well, first of all, I think your offer is helping. So your product, whatever you have to sell. If you don't believe this, why are you in business? So if everything is right, you should have somebody that is really helpful for people. Even if it is something stupid that you're selling, like a 1-month vacation in Chiang Mai. So at the moment we are running these Nomads in Wonderlands. And yeah, you can say, okay, how much, it's just bringing people together and we are working together and we do some activities together and we have a lot of fun and these kind of things. But today we had a meetup and one of the participants, she said, oh, it's amazing, you're changing my life and it is doing so much for people. And it was a moment where I realized, oh yeah, my product is helping. I'm a business coach, I'm helping entrepreneurs there, I know that. That is a different thing. That there I'm really convinced about it. But for every product, every offer you have, every service you have, you could come up with how you're helping. So you take a moment about thinking how you're actually helping. And you should really believe and feel that from inside. So if you really believe that your offer is helping people, then it will be easier to believe that selling is helping. So only if you really feel it from inside. So selling something helpful, according to me, is an act of service. And there's nothing wrong with offering an act of service to someone, right? One slide is missing. Because it's not just your offer that is helping, there's something else. We said there is marketing. With marketing you attract people, and selling is about making decisions. So selling is helping also means helping people to make a decision. Hey, we talked about it. It's about making decisions. And this is where you come in. And this is what most of us are not doing. Helping to make, you recognize it? Helping to make a decision. That is something else than keep pushing, than walking 500 meters on the boulevard with this potential client. That is not helping, that is chasing. And we want to stop chasing. So think of yourself from today on as a coach who is coaching a person to make a decision. Decision-making coach. That's all what is required from you. Sales is not something dirty, it's certainly not something cringe. It is absolutely nothing to feel bad about if you think of it like, hey, I'm coaching people to make a decision. The outcome of that decision, of course, it would be nice if that is a yes towards you, but it may also be a no, and that is also totally fine. So, whatever the decision is, if you are at peace with that, that will help, because then you don't need to push them, and you don't need to chase them. Sometimes it can even be better to not chase them. And if you are in peace with the no that you might get, the people will come to you. Any of you ever been dating in your life? Yeah? Any of you have ever heard of the concept hard to get? Does it work if you play hard to get? Often it does, right? So the moment that you retrieve a bit, the other person will come a bit harder. I have to try a bit more. And this sometimes works in sales as well, in selling as well. When I come across as not so needy, I told you, I'm a business coach. When people think, oh, he really needs me, he's really chasing me, they run away. It is like when my dog escapes from my yard and I go running after him, he will run away faster. So I want to stop that chasing, and that is what I want you guys to do as well. This you can only do if you play a little bit hard to get, if you don't push them, but if you attract them. So like with the dog, take a piece of meat, sit on your knees, and help him to make the decision to come back to you instead of chasing him. So this is what we do with our potential clients as well. It will make everything so much easier. So now I want to have one moment to think about the money conflict, because this is what a bunch of you have, I know it. And most probably it is people that have started a business from the heart. You know, you want to help the world. Are there any people here who want to help the world? Okay, good, otherwise I could have skipped this. So yeah, you're in business because you want to help the world. That is great, I love that. But you need to know that this only works if you can do that from stability. How can you help better? If you're constantly in survival mode and have to have stress about paying your next bills, is that a good position to help other people from? No. It will affect you and it will affect the people that you try to help. So you have to take care of yourself first. Hey Dan, where have we heard that? Guys, you're all nomads, you're all flying all the time, like me. You come to the airplane, every time they explain to you, hey, something happens, we get those oxygen masks down. So if you're traveling with a child, first help yourself, and then help your child or the person next to you. Because if you don't help yourself, you cannot help the other one. So with sales the same. If you don't sell, if you keep giving away your services for free because you have such a good heart, then there's no stability, and very soon you're out of business and you cannot keep helping people. So once you scale this business very big, you can hire more people and you can help more people. The fact that you're charging money for it doesn't mean that you're not helping. I would say very often if you charge, and if you charge a good amount, you're even helping them more. Because they take you more serious, they take the method more serious, they will put more effort in it. So one-on-one is plus. You are helped because you have a decent income. They are helped because they take it serious what you have to offer, and they really do their best to achieve what they want. So yeah, you can't create the impact without stability. So take care of your own stability first. So different ways of selling. There are a couple, but in the end it is not really difficult. Because you can sell one-on-one. Best way to do one-on-one in person when we're sitting here. Second best to do one-on-one online. So if you have a call, a Zoom call, better to do it with video where we can see each other. It has more impact. Second best without just a call on the phone or without video. Then one-to-many. Like this audience, it would have been fantastic if I could sell to you. Maybe I will make an offer in the end. That could be a good idea. So, yeah, workshops could work, right? Presentations could work. You can also organize that for yourself. In my sales training company, we were inviting people to rooms that we rented. We rented nice rooms with the lunch and everything on it, and we let them pay for it. And they were paying us like 100 euros to come for a day and to listen to us. And of course, we were helping them during that day, but we were also selling. We were selling there the way that we could really help them. Because just as I cannot help you in this 45 minutes today, I couldn't help them even in that one day with a room full of people. But I could help them if they would buy my 5-month program. And this is why I invited them. So we were doing that because one-on-one take too much time if you want to have 50, 60, 70 people in your program like we were having in those days. So that's why you do one-to-many. So what comes after that if you do one-to-many? You can do one-to-many online as well, right? So webinars. Webinars. I think a lot of people nowadays think it's a bit cringe to keep using that word. But 10 years ago it was really cool. But let me tell you, people are still getting results with webinars. I think that I mentioned webinars here that some of you think, I'm not going to do that. That is so. Why? Because you have been to webinars where people didn't give any value and were just talking about their product and pushing, and it was way too expensive for you and you didn't want to buy it and they just kept going. This is why you hate webinars. Yet, 6 months ago, one guy named Alex Hormozy, I'm not a huge fan of him, but he knows what he is doing. He did a webinar, and he sold a book, not a high-ticket coaching program or whatever you may be selling, a book. And he made $100 million with just a webinar. Okay, it was maybe not a 45-minute webinar, it was a full day live stream, and it was fully produced, of course, and he has prepared this for months. I'm just saying there are different forms that you can do with him, but this is the ultimate way of one-to-many. And he had many, and this is how you count up to 100 million. If you can sell 100 million by selling a book in a webinar, would it be possible for you to sell $10,000 instead of 100 million? Would that be possible? Would that be possible for you? Yes. Possible for you? Would it be possible? Yeah. Yet, a lot of people don't try it. I work with clients who are doing webinars for years already. Our strategy often is to keep repeating the same webinar. Don't invent the wheel every time. You are not sales experts yet. But once you get good at it, you can keep improving your webinar, and you can keep selling through that webinar. So just improve it every time. Make it better. Then the trick that you have to master is to bring new people to that webinar. So these are a few ways of selling. And then the last one, of course, is selling online, writing, in writing, right? So this can be on your website. You have a sales page on your website properly. Take a seat. So it can be in emails. You can sell through emails, right? Other ways, you could sell anywhere on other people's websites. You could try that. But you will see if you're new in business, and maybe you've been going through that. I've been going through that several times. You try to start sell online by just putting something on a website or by just sending emails. Often you don't get many sales. Who has experienced that? Yeah. So there's a reason for that. And one of the reasons is that you don't have experience with the one thing that really makes a difference, and that is selling one-on-one. So I want to focus a bit on that. The avoidance pattern that I see often with my clients is that they hate selling so much, that they dislike selling so much, that they try to avoid it. So they are doing marketing, more marketing. And this is the thing, here we come. With writing, what I just said, writing on your website, writing blogs, writing on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on Facebook, wherever. If you keep doing that, you may think that you are very busy and that you're selling, but often you're doing marketing. And marketing, we just saw that, it's not selling. You may establish an expertise, but if you never force them to make a decision, if nobody has to decide, you're not selling. And this is why you should move away from that. You have to do it as well. You need to do marketing to have people to sell to. But be honest to yourself. From all the writing that you do on all the social media, on your website and your emails, how often do you actually make an offer and ask them make a decision now? How often? Often enough? Very little. Okay, what if we would agree all together today that from all the writing that we do in our business, if from now on we make sure that 20% of what we write is actually an offer. It's actually asking people to make a decision. Could we agree on that? Then please message me what happens. If you're really going to do this, and I see it with my own clients, if you're really going to do this, you're going to get revenue down the line. Because you just don't offer it enough. You don't sell enough. Good, here we are, one-on-one selling. This one is the most impactful. Who is selling one-on-one at this moment? Very few, not bad. But we can improve that. I think that a lot of us can improve a lot on doing it more often, and the way that we're doing it, so that you have more impact with it. A lot of people don't want to do it because time is scarce, and selling one-on-one, it costs time. But you need to realize revenue is scarcer, right? So you want the revenue, you need to put in your time. So especially when you're starting your business, start with one-on-one selling. There are lots of benefits to it. There are lots of benefits to it. So start with that. If you're at zero revenue, this is the way. You can put your offer out there and on your website, but how would it be if you pick up the phone and if you just call that person that expressed interest, that has been commenting on your LinkedIn post a couple of times? How about if you just message that person, say, hey, do you mind if I call you? And you pick up the phone and you start a conversation. And maybe that should not be the sales conversation right away. Maybe you can say, hey, get to know each other a little bit, say, hey, I would like to talk to you about this because I think I can help you. Can we make an appointment for later this week? Yeah, sure, call me. I think that would help a lot. Why is one-on-one, why is that not just helpful for getting more sales? First of all, great online sellers, they master offline selling first. And how come? If you start doing the one-on-one selling, you're gonna learn a lot of things. So first of all, you're gonna learn what is the thing that those potential clients are really struggling with. You think you know, but most of us don't know before we start. Only when you're talking to them, you really learn. What can you do with it? You can improve, or just change, but yeah, usually that's improvement, your offer, your product. Based on that feedback that you get, you see, hey, it is cool that I am, I don't know what you all are doing, that I'm building websites, but actually what people are asking for is like landing pages. Actually, what they are asking for is not so much design, they want security. If you start to do one-on-one in the beginning phase of your business, or if you have not done this before, so even if you're doing this for years already, you will learn so much that you can improve your product and improve your offer. So that means once you start selling online, you have this information. This is where it often goes wrong if you start selling online. You think that you know what to offer and what is interesting for the audience, but you don't really know because you barely talk to them. You may read some things on LinkedIn or Facebook or whatever where you are in touch with your target audience, but that's not the same as asking questions and getting answers. So that is where it helps first. Second of all, you hear what kind of words they are using. So the words they are using, they matter. Because those words you can use in your marketing. So if you start using the words that your potential clients are telling you, then all of a sudden other people that are in a similar situation, they feel attracted to it. And usually we cannot make up those words. So it helps if you talk to them. So there are many reasons why you should try this and start with this and at least make it part of your business for a bit, because you will learn so much more about it that it will help also when you start to sell to groups or when you start to do webinars. So always start from here, and this is where you will get your insights and where you will make more money. Because after all, for anyone, the highest conversion rate that you get is one-on-one. And ideally you do it one-on-one in person. If not, you do it one in a call, preferably a video call, even if you don't like your own face. Some people don't like so much the video calls. Try to do it because they are just more trust. They can look in your eyes, they see that you're real, they see that you mean well. So go for that. Put all your objections away and go for it. Give it a try. We went over it. Selling is a skill, I said. I said that you can learn it. So what are the skills that you can learn actually? People think that selling is about convincing, right? That we discussed that. But I think it's not about convincing. I think it's about listening. So, can you learn to listen better? Yes. Do you need to be born with that? No. You can learn. What is the best way to listen? Is if they talk. And in order to have them talk, you ask questions. So this is the second skill you can learn. Asking questions. You are not there to talk. So in any one-to-one sales conversation you have, you talk less than your potential client. I would even say maximum 30%, and 70% your potential client is talking. How does that happen? That can only happen if you ask questions, and if you know how to ask the right questions. Almost nobody is doing this the right way naturally, because we always end up talking about our product because you're full of it. It is your profession. I can help you, and let me tell, because I use this method, and we will do this, and I help you. It's nice that you're very enthusiastic about it. We get it. But the client will feel pushed on the other side. Oh, there's another one I think can help me, and I need to pay a lot, and then, yeah, let's see, and then it won't work out. That is the problem. So it is nice if you're enthusiastic, it helps if you're enthusiastic in the right way, but it can also push people away. You're enthusiastically running that dog, remember, so they run away. So yeah, instead of that, attract them. And how do you attract people? People love to listen to themselves. That is why I'm speaking on stage. I have 1 hour that nobody is interrupting me, and it's amazing. So in a sales call, let them talk. You ask the questions and they talk. And they love that. They say, finally, somebody who listened to me. But what is happening? If you ask the right questions, you get the right information. And this information is very valuable to move along. So let's see, in short, which stages we have to go through. Oh, the last one actually, helping mindset. We just went over it. What is the mindset we should have from now?
Helping.
Sales is helping. Selling is helping. So this is the mindset, helping. Keep that in mind. So every time you approach a potential client, keep that in mind. Maybe some people are meditating before to become calm and to become in this zone where you're not pushing anymore, where you're helping. So if you have those three things, it's going to make a big difference. So those sales conversations, what do you do there? Well, I think you should start with a little bit of context and to create some safety. People want to know that they're in the right place and that you are not one of those bad guys, like the Moroccan gemstone seller who was chasing me. You are not one of them. So start right, so make some connection. So there are all kind of ways to do it. And yeah, you know, if you're not used to it, it can sound a bit odd. But if you're not a natural, you can learn. For example, by having an open posture, by looking in their eyes, by talking about topics that they are interested in. So do a little bit of small talk in the beginning. And if you know that there is a topic that they are enthusiastic about, talk about that before you go to business. So all of that helps to create this safe environment where you can be open to each other. And then for the context, tell them how this is going to look like. It will help you. What I do there, I call that a declaration of intent. And in the declaration of intent, what I do is that I tell them, listen, this is what's going to happen. We need about an hour. Did you block that in your calendar? Sometimes 2-3% of the time people, oh no, I have 20 minutes and then I need to rush to take my kids from school and, okay, sorry, then there's a misunderstanding. Let's reschedule, because I cannot do this in 20 minutes. So don't waste your time on that. So that is already good to start. And then you tell them, so yeah, what is going to happen? I'm going to ask you a lot of questions today because I want to understand your situation better and what is happening in your life or in your business or whatever you're doing. I'm going to ask a lot of questions, so please be open to me and share that with me. And if I see that there is a way that I can help you, I will tell you how I can help you. That will be in the second part of the conversation. And then feel free to ask any questions to me as well. Is that okay for you? And 99% of the time they will say, yes, yes, that's okay. And this is where the closing starts. Because they already say, yes, that's okay. They start to agree with you and they start to buy in. So yeah, if I feel that I can that I can help you, I will probably make you an offer. If you want to work together, then just let me know. Usually my clients let me know during this conversation. That would be good, and then we make an appointment and we get started. If you don't, that's totally fine as well. Just let me know, but I would appreciate to know the outcome of it and how you feel about it. Is that okay for you? Yeah. Does this sound awful for you if somebody would say that to you? No. Right? So do it. Because it gives clarity, and people love clarity. Well, we want them to talk, right? So what should they talk about? You want to understand the situation. So you want to ask questions that are there to understand the conversation better. And you listen to that. So yeah, I said here, listen before you speak. Let me go over it. So we want to know what is going on right now. Simple as that. What problem are you actually trying to solve? Why does this matter now? Why does this matter? And why does this matter now? Those kind of things you want to know. So what's going on? What problem are you trying to solve? What does this matter now? You can go more in depth, of course, but we don't have the time for that. So that's the first step. Understanding the current situation. The next step is basically well, some slides are being skipped, I see. The next one, it's not on the slide, is about exploring the cost of the problem. So they just explained what is the matter, what is the current situation. And that comes at a cost. So you would want to know, and you could ask a question like, what happens if nothing changes? What have you already tried? Because fair chance that they have tried things to solve and that it didn't work out for them as desired. Maybe they got some results, but they are there with you because there is still something to desire. And what does it cost to them? Think about in matter of time, of energy, of money, of peace of mind. And this is applicable for anything. If you're selling, like, I don't know, something mindful, or if you're in business or B2B, there's always a hidden cost to it. And basically, that is what we're trying to do in this phase. We go from, there's no slide about it. We go from understanding to the situation to exploring the cost of the problem. And here we have it. I just told you, if you do one-on-one conversations, you start to learn the problem and the cost of it. If you next want to sell online as well, whether it's in a webinar or in your website or on social media post, this is the information you want to use. What is their problem and what is the cost of it? If you put that in your social media post instead of, oh, I am working here from this amazing co-working space in Shanghai now, look at my life and you can have it as well. It is nice, there will be a little bit of bonding over such a post, but it will not do much for you. But if you talk about their problems and the cost of their problems and they recognize themselves in that, hey, that is another level. That is when they start to consider you as somebody that can help them. So yeah, once we have established that, we want to define the desired outcome. What is it that they want to achieve? So if we're going to improve, if we're going to make things better for them, how does that look like? What would better look like for you? That is the question. What is the actual result you want? That is a question you want to ask. If you don't ask it, they are not going to tell you. And how would they know that it's solved? So you want to have a clear point. The question that I sometimes like to ask, like, in an ideal situation, if we start working together, 1 year from now, how would your business look like? what would we have achieved after 1 year? It's sometimes not an easy question to answer for them, so I let them think, because it gives me clarity of what they really want to achieve. Because for everyone that I'm speaking to, it's a different outcome. This is important. So, once we have established this, what we are doing then is basically we shift from the problem towards the future, right? We started exploring what is happening in their life, then we together we went over what is the cost of it, and then we are looking into the future. How would it look like? Why can't you skip any of these steps? Because you want them to go through this process in their mind. This is where they start making the decision to do something about it. Especially if you ask those questions, what is it costing you? This is what we're often forgetting. That is where they understand, yeah, I should really do something about this. This is that sausage that you're giving instead of chasing them. They have to think about it. You could tell them, because maybe you know what it will cost them, and you can, because you have so much experience, right? So yeah, this is what it's going to cost you. But that is chasing them again. You will chase them away from you. So by letting them answer those questions, they come to you. And they start to realize, yeah, it's about time I do something about this. It's about time that I create a website. It's about time that I launch that app. It's about time that I learn how to live mindful. It's about time that I advance my career. I should do something. It has cost me too much. Let me make this investment and go with this person that can help. So, this is the moment where we can talk a bit more. Instead of asking questions and listening very well, this is where you can start talking. And usually we make a bridge about that, and I would suggest that you ask them the question, okay, thank you for sharing so much with me. I think that I understand the situation better now, and I think that I can help you. What if you think you cannot help? What do you do then? You walk away. Be honest. Don't make it difficult for yourself. If you don't do this, if you think like, oh, I don't know if I can help this person, or it is not really something I do or that I'm really good at. If you keep selling there, this is where selling becomes cringe. And then you live the experience. Because if you do this regularly, you start to feel, oh yeah, it is so difficult, and I need to push them, and they didn't respond nice to me, and you feel bad about it, about doing that. So don't do it. You don't want to sell to somebody you cannot help, or who doesn't want to be helped. So don't push that. Walk away and say, well, it was nice spending this time together, and yeah, listening to you, it's not exactly what I can help you with, but maybe I can make you some suggestions what I think you should do. So this is what I have done regularly, and I've a pretty broad network, so often I can suggest them to go somewhere. But if you can help, this is the question you can ask them. I've listened to you, I think I can help to you. Is it okay if I tell you how I can help you? If there's one question you should learn, it's this question. Is it okay? Ask for permission. Because now you're not the one that is pushing it on them. You've asked, and they said, yes, please let me know, I'm really curious. And sometimes I have people in my sales conversation, they already start after 15 minutes, yeah, but Alex, it doesn't matter, I'm talking all about me, but what do you offer? How does it work? How does it... No, don't fall for that trap. Go through all the stages, and when you know everything, only then you ask them for permission. Can I tell you now? Yes, that is where you do. And then you do an offer. And when you do an offer, that is not the same as your product. Does anybody understand what is the difference? Are we all service providers? I'm mostly working with service providers. We're talking not so much about e-commerce here, right? But it could be applicable for anything, because even if you're selling a product, there is more to a product if you want to sell it to make an offer. So the offer is the context in which you're offering it. The offer is the product, including the price. The offer is the product, including the way you deliver it. The offer is the product, including the methods that you're using. So it is all the context. So you might be, I don't know, you might be a mindfulness coach, and you can say, yeah, I can offer you mindfulness. That is the product. But what your offer is, well, I have a 10-week emergency program to relieve you from your suicidal tendencies, and it is 10 online one-on-one calls, and there is continuous WhatsApp support, and it costs €2,000, and it's all of that together is the offer. And I offer a guarantee if it doesn't work, and I offer all those things together. If you have that, that is what you should be talking about. Not just about the service that you're offering in a sense, like I'm giving mindfulness training, I'm a website builder, I make photos, I'm a web designer, I can do the marketing for you. That is, I know, that is what you're doing, that's your job, I get it. But you need to package that as an offer. And this is where it often goes wrong. We never learned how to package that in an attractive offer. So now, we're on this one-on-one situation. How do we want to package this as an offer? It helps if you have a package ready, if you know what it is. And if it really fits in there, that is great. But now here we are. For the past half hour, you've been asking questions, you've been listening. If it doesn't really fit that offer, adapt your offer. Make it in a way that is good for them, what they need. And you've established with them like how it should look like after 6 months or a year, at least in the future. And you also heard what they've tried before, what was not working for them. So if there is a way that you can deliver it to them in a way that works for them, then that is what you offer. You offer what they need, not what you have. And that's so great about one-on-one selling. This is something you can never do online. Online you can only say, this is my offer, go there. And then they look, they go over it, I don't think that's exactly what I need. But if they are talking to me and they say, yeah, but Alex, I don't know, that's another program, it's gonna cost me 6 months, and then I might have results or not. I've been through that, I don't know. I just want somebody who can give me results in a month. Whoa, results in a month, that's quick. So then I would start asking questions. Why do you want to have the results in a month? Yeah, because, and they have all kind of urgent reasons. Okay, are you prepared to invest accordingly then? Because that will cost you more? Yeah, sure. Do you have time to do all of this? No, I'm pretty busy. Oh, how are we going to get results in a month then? How are we going to fulfill this? Are you able to hire people then? Yeah, I could hire people to set up this webinar for me and to do it. Okay. So you want to have a result with a webinar, you want to be coached on that, but you want to have it done in a month. Okay, well, I can make you an offer. We will meet every week 3 times for an hour. That is what I make up on the spot. That is not what I have as a ready-made offer, but that's what they're asking for, if they want to have the results in a month. But the price will be accordingly. Of course, if I need to speed up and I need to free up my calendar, I will also offer them a different price for it. But if there is urgency, people are willing to pay. And that's so great about one-on-one, and you can never achieve this if you just keep selling only online, put it out there, wait till somebody comes. So once we're there, okay, we're almost done, right? But then you will see there will always be objections. An objection doesn't mean that they are rejecting you. So this fear of rejection, we can leave behind us. And I'm not the right person to help you with that maybe, but I think there is work to do for a lot of us, because the fear of rejection, it comes from somewhere, maybe from your youth, from your past experiences. So it can help if you do a little bit of work for that, because this is probably not just about sales in your business. But objections, honestly, they are not rejections. It is just people are not ready to make the decision yet. And what is your job? Helping them make a decision. You're that decision-making coach, right? So this is what you should do with objections. So what we do, we are listening. How can we listen? We can only listen if we ask questions. And you've been paying attention. It's working. Great. So the moment you hear any objection, what do you go to? Think, oh, what should I ask now? So don't start talking. This is what most people do. You're going to oppose the objection. No, it's not expensive at all. It's if you look at my other competitors, they are charging more. I'm actually quite cheap. You're constantly, totally opposing them. You're pushing them away. So acknowledge, okay, yeah, I understand it's a lot of money for you. But can you explain to me what is the problem? You don't have the money now, or it is... So this can be a first question. So take them serious in their objections. They are not ready to make the decision yet. That is all. They are not, don't worry about it. They are not rejecting you as a person. Don't worry. But ask the questions. And yeah, when we talk about this, money is, there are always a couple of objections. Most of it is about money or about time. Those are the two that you will always see. So you can be prepared for that. Before you start doing sales conversation, you could have a list next to you with those objections. I will tell you one thing about the money objection. None of it is the same, and often we assume. I have had people telling me, in some way, a money objection. And I was assuming, what I heard them saying, is that they couldn't afford it. But their situation was that their husband was making, I don't know, 200,000 a year. They were living in a big villa, they had a wife, 2 cars, everything. It is just that she quit her job and didn't have income at that moment. But there was a lot of money on the bank. But and it's not that she is trying to push me away, but if I would not have asked the questions, I would not have found out what the real situation was. And by asking the question, I found out that her husband has this nice income and that she has savings in the bank, and that she just felt insecure at this moment because after years working for a company, she had 0 income. And then, where would the investment come? So sometimes we explore that together. Okay, what is then the situation? You can ask for it, don't be shy. And often people, if you have this secure environment, people will answer you. And then you will figure out that often the problem is not that you are too expensive. Because this is what a lot of us start feeling then if there's any sort of money objection. They say, oh, maybe I should lower my prices. And no, it's not that. It's maybe just like this month they cannot pay it, maybe they can pay it next month. So maybe you can make a payment arrangement with them, and then it works. Or there are many other ways that you can handle an objection once you know. Hence, ask the questions, acknowledge their objection, ask the questions, and explore what is possible. This is how you handle any objections if you ask no questions. And then, very important, this is what almost nobody does who has not ever been in a sales training, is ask a closing question. Think about your own situation. At the end of a conversation or a meeting, do you ask the closing question? I think many of you don't. And then you come to me and you come to tell me, yeah, Alex, I have always these people, and I put so much time in sales conversation, and then they go, I need to think about it. Yeah, that is because you didn't handle objections, and 2, because you didn't ask if we go for it, if we start the closing question. So what is it, the closing question? It can be as simple, so what do you think about it? Shall we do it? Hey, is that pushing somebody? Is that pressuring them? Is this unreasonable pressure that I just put on somebody? What do you think about it? Shall we do it? Is that unreasonable to ask? No, right? I think it's quite a reasonable question. But I said here, soft closing. So the closing can already start earlier. If you do your conversation in a nice way, you can be aligned all along, and you just ask questions. So your current okay, thank you for sharing all this. So your current situation is this and this and this, is that right? Yes, that's right. Okay, this is where the closing started. It started earlier, right? When I said, do you agree with me that we will do this call like this and that I will make an offer at the end? Yes, they already said it there. Current situation? Yes, indeed, you're right, that is how it is. Okay, thank you for sharing this, what it costs to you. So if I understand, you've tried this and this before, but if you keep going like this, you're afraid that you cannot continue your business. Did I hear that well? Yes, you heard that well. Okay, so as far as I understand, you really want to do something about it. Yeah, that's true. So we're already there. Together we have established that we want to do something about it. So this cannot be the objection anymore. No, I don't know. Actually, I want to leave the situation as it is. No, we just established that in the conversation. Okay, how does it look a year from now? Yeah, a year from now, then I have 3 people in the office working, and I have a new offer, and I'm working with 20 clients instead of my current 10 clients. And okay, so. Did I hear it right? So you have 20 clients that you work with, and you have 3 people in your office and employees. And so is that what I understand? Yeah, yes. That is all soft closing. It's starting from there. So once you have made your offer, ask also the final closing question. So, okay. So this is it. Are there any more questions that you have about this? No, I don't. Okay. So what do you think about it? Shall we just get started? Not imposing yourself. You need to ask the question. If you don't, they say, okay, it was nice talking to you. I go have dinner now, and maybe we'll meet again. Huh? Because you didn't ask the question. But this is how it happens in real life. This happens to my clients. And then they come to me, they need to invest in me to learn how to do it properly. And it's as simple as this. Ask the question. So yeah, confirm or early align often. That is what I've just tried to explain to you. So for this presentation, I hope that the 5 core takeaways that you got from this are: selling is helping. Never forget it anymore. Get rid of all those negative sentiments about selling. It doesn't need to be bad. Because for people that are actually living this and doing this, it is not bad for us. And not for our clients either. They are really happy when I do it this way, and they are thanking me for it. And some of them even, after I've been working with them for 6 months or a year or so, they come, I'm so happy that we had that conversation in the beginning and that it was so easy. That really felt me make it easy. Otherwise, I think I would never have done such an investment. I would never have thought that I would have taken business coaching. So yeah, selling is helping is really helping you as well. So maybe that's the 3rd one, right? So it is helping you. Selling is a skill. So don't say, I'm not a good seller, I'm not good in sales. Don't say that. It's just something you didn't learn yet. And we don't learn sales in school. So yeah, it's something that you can learn. And the one way to learn is to practice a lot. Just do it. And this is why I encourage to have those one-on-one conversations. Once you do that, you can sell from a stage, you can sell on webinars, you can sell on your website, you can sell on LinkedIn. It really helps. One-on-one selling is unavoidable. If you've never done it, it will make it so difficult for you. You don't know what they actually want, your audience. You don't know what price is reasonable for them. You don't know their objections. We just went over the objections. You learn that as well in one-on-one. If you will get those objections, take them as well. Use them on your website. Take the objections already away in your marketing. The best way. Do you use testimonials in your marketing? Do you use this with anybody? Yeah. Think for your testimonials to use it for objections. If you often get objections about price, then ask your clients, can you say something, when you started this, was it a big challenge for you? Oh yeah, I thought it was a big investment, but I'm so happy I did it. That is the testimonial you want on your website. If this is an objection, you get a lot. If you don't do it, you keep getting those objections. Next takeaway, products don't sell, offers do. Make sure to have an offer ready. And yeah, if you do one-on-one selling, you can always adapt it right at the spot, but make sure to have an offer ready. Just saying I'm doing mindfulness, I'm doing business coaching, that is not enough. My offer is that, and I've listened to them. So my offer, when you work with me, it is usually, I'm a very simple guy, a 3 or 6 month trajectory, and then often people continue. If they want to continue, we take another 6 months, and if we still want to continue, we take another. That's totally fine. But I work but do I tell them my offer is a 3-month program or a 6-month program? No, I've listened to them. I tell them, listen, what I think you need and what I'm offering you is to work 6 months with me. What we will do in the beginning, we will establish your business goals. Once we have established your business goals, I will help you to make a plan out of that. So this is the strategic part that I'm helping with. So from that plan that we will have, we will start working on your marketing. So I will show you in a way that you will post different on social media. We will adapt your website, or sometimes they don't have a website. I will help you to create a website so you can bring it to your web designer so you actually have a website that sells, not a website that looks nice. Okay, they understand that so far. And then, of course, then probably you will get leads. So yeah, we also need to talk about sales. So along the way, we will talk about sales. But this all depends on the conversation I had. Because some people already have an amazing website, or they already have a strategy and goals and plan. So I don't need to go over that. So sometimes I start with people, listen, what we first want to start with is with your sales mindset, because this is blocking you, or your money mindset, because you don't charge enough. You say that you're the expert in this field, but the offer that you're making to people, that is not a good fit for an expert. You're pricing yourself too low. I want to work with you on that. And then, after 2-3 months, I think there are other ways that you can sell. Because you are selling only through online calls now, I think you should have a webinar by now. Because you're the expert, you should teach people and make them an offer. What do you think about that? Oh yeah, webinar, really? Do you? Oh yeah, that would be exciting to do. Would you want to give it a go with me? Yeah, I would. Okay, let's work together. This is the program, 6 months. It costs 3,000 and a bit. And that's it. That is the offer. So, products don't sell, make sure to have an offer. And then, good sales conversations, they feel calm and human. Be yourself. Don't push anything. Don't think too much out of it. Ask questions, take the time for the people. They will appreciate it. It will be so much better for you as well. You don't need to feel cringe. You don't need to be afraid of rejection. And it starts to be fun, actually, to do sales conversation. I really like it. So about me, I help solopreneurs grow through clear strategy, practical sales, and no-nonsense marketing. And that's what I just told you. It all depends on what you need in the moment. There is not, we start here and we end there. It depends on where you are in your business. And yeah, you would have to establish that. What do you need help with? What do you want to achieve? So if this is something that you feel that you could need help for, then okay, you can get a free consultation. I'm still for a couple of weeks in Chiang Mai, so just get in touch with me. I'm happy to talk to you. I'm very low in time though, because you've seen a couple more businesses that I run, and I also try to have fun with the people from Nomads and Wonderlands here this month, so we have a lot of social activities. So I'm happy to give this free consultation, but only if you're serious about changing something in your business and you feel like this could be something for me. Investment for business coaching, it is something about between 1,800 and 3,500 euro, depending on how long, 3 to 6 months. Sometimes I work with people for a month as well, which is much cheaper, of course. If you would say, okay, just teach me how to do these sales conversations that we're talking about, we can do that in a month, for example, and we'll have a clear outcome. But we will decide that at the end of a free consultation what would be a good fit. Honestly, most people, they will choose between 3 or 6 month program. With 6 months, you can really achieve something. With 3 months, we can change things in your business, but you don't see the results yet. So, yeah, often for the first time, it is often better to work a bit more. So if you're serious about it, just hit me up. I'm happy to talk to you, and probably you get some insights from that conversation as well. That will help you with your business anyway. So where can you reach me for the business coaching? I would say go to LinkedIn. That is my LinkedIn, Alex van den Els, that's my name. Feel free to connect, send me a message, tell me that you've been here. If you really enjoyed this today, did you learn something? Oh, pretty good. So maybe if you want to help me, for example, and if you're going to connect with me on LinkedIn, if you could leave me a testimonial about today, for example, there is this section on LinkedIn where you can do that. That would be really cool. It would be helpful. If you want to give something back, I would appreciate that. I told you I have. Oh, I'm missing. Oh, yeah, there should be a here. I told you in the beginning I'm running this co-working on the south coast of Turkey. You will find us on Instagram, but you can message me any time about that. I really recommend coming there. It is not like the major Nomad hub in the world, but we have a really cool community there, our co-working. We have everyday activities. If you join the co-working, there's free Pilates, free yoga. Every day we have lunch together. We have Friday drinks. We have every day there are things. We can also help with accommodation. We're not a co-living. Contact me. It is really, really, really cool spot. There's so much nature around Antalya, so much history. I can recommend. And then lastly, there's Nomads and Wonderlands. We're right in the middle of a chapter. Camille is over there. She is happy to talk more about that as well. I brought some flyers that I'm going to hand out. Our next location is in Antalya, actually. We have a special offer this month during the Nomad Summit. All the information is here on the flyer, and that's it for me for today. Thank you.
So, thank you very much, Alex. Normally we have time for some questions, but I don't think we have any time today. So, yeah.
Talk to me personally.
Yeah, Alex will be around for another half hour or so. So if you've got any questions, please ask. But as usual, the Digital Nomad Coffee Club finishes with a networking session. So feel free to connect with the person next to you. I generally have a great chance to meet and connect with people after the session. So enjoy. Have a great weekend, and if you're going to Nomad Summit, come and see me tomorrow. If you're not, hopefully we'll see you sometime next week. And then next week, right here, next Friday afternoon, 4 p.m., we have Martina, who's going to talk to us about our LinkedIn profiles and getting our LinkedIn profiles set up really well. So have a great weekend and see you later. Thanks again, Alex.
Thank you.